Nobody knows where they might end up.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Case Anatomy, our podcast where we dissect social issues regarding the queer community in the Philippines. Today we have Clarice Bibanco and Kathleen Jimenez with us. So for today, our topic will be analyzing a video documentary by Mav Gonzalez entitled The Transcendent. So napala niyo naman yung documentary, no?
Yes.
So for context, the documentary features two young trans women na ina-explore doon yung mga problem na na-encounter nila internally, externally, with their family, and also as a community. Our first question is, may na-observe ba kayo mga ethical dilemmas na na-face ni Mav Gonzalez during that documentary?
So, may mga ethical dilemmas na ma-observe mo sa documentary. Una is yung how will they balance yung pag-expose ng societal concerns ng the LGBTQIA+ community and while preserving yung dignity and respect sa participants without showing na parang ina-exploit nila yung community. And another is yung informed consent, yung hindi nila pag-force sa participants para masama sa documentary. And another naman is yung anonymity ng ibang mga in-interview nila. And then is yung ma-address yung mga concerns, masabi yung mga feelings and yung experiences ng trans community without exploiting them.
So ayun, according to those ethical dilemmas, no, sa tingin nyo ba na-resolve throughout the documentary or hindi?
We think na na-resolve naman siya. Doon naman sa pag-preserve or yung ma-balance, yung habang ma-preserve nila yung dignity, napakita nila yon by careful editing sa production. Hindi nila parang pinakita na ina-exploit nila yung community. And doon naman sa informed consent, na nakikita naman siya kasi walang forceful or mga threats na pinakita para makasama or yung mga participants sa documentary. And then, pinakita rin kasi doon na nag-interview sila ng mga supportive families nila. So, doon pa lang parang ini-imply na willing sila na i-share yung experiences and yung thoughts nila regarding sa trans nene. And another is yung sa anonymity naman. Doon naman kasi, pinakita kasi doon na merong nagbebenta ng hormonal pills. And yung doon sa in-interview nila yung nagbebenta, pero since alam na natin lahat na illegal yun, so yung seller is, they only shown half of her face. And yun.
So I think that yung approach nila is very well-rounded naman. I think the solution dun sa mga ethical dilemmas would suffice. Ano ba yung mga ethical considerations na na-uphold ni Mav Gonzalez in approaching that documentary?
So, upon na pinapanood namin yung documentary, sobrang dami. Actually, yung iba nasabi niya na yung informed consent, yung anonymity, pero meron pa rin iba, like yung authenticity, yung voluntary participation, yung confidentiality, respect, and yung sensitivity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sa tingin niya, ano yung mga positive impacts ng pag-uphold nila sa mga ethical considerations na yan?
So, yung unang-una, yung authenticity. So, mahalaga yun when it comes to documentary. Kasi yung pag-documentary, like, dapat totoong-totoo talaga yun. No? Instead of pinapakita na pakitang video or...
Hindi siya fabricated.
Yeah, hindi fabricated yung sinasabi natin. And then for confidentiality and anonymity. Yung confidentiality, tumutulong to dun sa pag-build ng confidence ng mga transnet or ng mga young trans women, which it also helps in advocating kung paano pa yung ibang transnet na hindi naman kasama doon sa video. Yung anonymity, yung sinabi niya katulad kanina na na-upheld siya kasi yung half of this. So, it is very crucial since pwede itong maka-develop ng another societal problems kapag nalaman nila yung identity ng certain na tao na yun, which is illegal na yung ginagawa.
Next is yung binabagit is yung sa voluntary participation. So, ayun nga, nabanggit ko rin kanina na i-imply naman na willing sila na i-share yung thoughts nila, experiences, and yun, walang forceful or any threats na ginawa yung production sa mga participants sila. And another is yung sa respect and sensitivity na napakita naman talaga no documentary. Hindi nila inedit yung video na parang ina-exploit or hindi lang para sa show, for the show.
Yeah.
So, pinakita nila na dun sa editing na merong respect, and dahil dun yan, respect, nirespect nila yung boundaries, hinayaan lang nila yung mga participants na i-express lang yung thoughts, yung experiences, and yung feelings niya throughout the documentary.
Dagdag ko lang din na yung sa informed consent, it is very crucial or critical kasi yung mga kasama doon, transcending nga, so means na underage or like mga 13 to 18, yung mga ganun. So which, kailangan pa rin nila ng guidance or ng parental consent na tinatawag natin. So very crucial din talaga yung informed consent when it comes to doing some documentaries na kasama yung mga bata.
Anong pangalan ng mga nasa baba, ay yung mga trans na nasa video is Ashley and Jade, diba?
So yes.
Yeah. I admire them very much kasi it takes a lot of God to show yung mga problems, especially at a young age, diba?
Yes.
And hindi lang basta-basta yung mga na-experience ng trans kids sa Pilipinas. So, I admire them to be able to set us an example to show the trans community na mas bata pa, diba? Na there's nothing wrong with being trans.
Yes.
Kung ano naman yung mga ethical consideration, ethical standards na violate ng documentary.
Actually, nung pinapanood namin siya, wala namang violate, but more on gap nung documentary, which is na yung lack of medical professional insights. Kasi alam naman natin na yung hormonal pills, kapag illegal siyang tinake, may mga it can eradicate medical concerns, which kailangan na kasama dun sa documentary kung ano ba yung mga pwede or posibleng mangyari once na nag-take sila ng hormonal and then ini-stop nila bigla-bigla due to the financial concerns. And also, yun sa documentary, meron dun mga mental health awareness, pero kailangan din natin ng mga insights or knowledge from medical experts na about sa mental health, kung ano or paano ba nakaka-apekto yung mental health to doon sa pag-grow ng mga bata na especially nga transgender and may mga discrimination, may mga judgment or justice silang na face on their life.
I believe you're saying na parang yung documentary could have taken a more holistic approach sa pagtackle ng mga problems since hindi lang naman isang level yung kalaban ng mga trans na is when they're facing transitioning at a young age, di ba? Katulad na sinabi mo, merong mental, meron yung physiological, sa tingin niyo, ano yung mga negative implications nung na-violate niya, di ba? Yun yung gap na yun. Ano sa tingin mo yung maaaring maging problem niya dun sa mga manonood ng documentary?
I think yung sa negative implications niya is, syempre, since open siya sa lahat mapapanood mo siya sa YouTube. Or pwede rin siyang makita sa mga clips sa TikTok or yung mga clips sa Facebook. So, madaming mga kanood na lalo na yung mga minors, mga underage. So, syempre, pag napanood nila yon dahil may lack of medical insights, so pwede silang pumunta na lang sa mga sari-sari stores, tulad nga na sa Docu. So, pwede silang manghingi doon or bumili ng mga pills and wala silang kahit na anong knowledge kung ano yung mga side effects o anong epekto nun sa katawan nila. So,
Yes, basically, out of all that points na na-discuss natin, yung positive implications, negative, yung mga na-upload nila, and also yung na-violate. Sa tingin niyo ba, as a whole, was the documentary still ethical?
It is still ethical, pero parang kaya pang ma-improve to serve its purpose natin to advocate or to give informations to transgender or yung mga young trans women. Ethically pa rin siya kasi mas na overweight ng positive impact kaysa dun sa negative impact. And also, I believe na yung mga bata kasi ngayon they're more on parang open-minded kung tinatawag natin. More on, mas gusto nila na nakakakuha sila ng mga knowledge from other sources kaysa naman dun sa, yung ano man yung mga sabi-sabi lang, yung mga
So, lahat ka ba? Wala.
wala.
So, I think all in all, this documentary serves its purpose na maging source of information for younger people and also for parents, di ba?
Yes.
I think it's still a good documentary since di katulad nung before, way back, wala pang internet, di ba? This information is very much inaccessible pala. So yun, it still serves the purpose of being an informant. And also, may part 2 kasi yung documentary, if you didn't know. May part 2 yung chats na ni documentary ni Mab Gonzalez. And maybe, sa part 2 na yun, na-address na yung mga gaps na sinasabi natin. And maybe, doon sa documentary na yun, mas holistic yung approach, as it would say, na it would, it will tackle all the aspects of a pagiging transitioning at such a young age. So, with that, thank you so much for coming to my podcast. Again, this is the Gays Anatomy, where we will discuss social issues regarding the queer community in the Philippines. Thank you for watching and see you next episode. Bye bye.
You know